So I'm curious, as a man, and I hope this is not overstepping any bounds, are you okay with playing with toys?
I'm fine if it's not a replacement of me.
I am Hayzelgreene, an inquisitive, unapologetic, voluptuous introvert who blooms and blossoms behind closed doors. This is my podcast, a platform where I will discuss my writings and where I will bring to light conversations with my good girlfriends, sisters, brothers, and homeboys about love, life, music, and most importantly, sex. So leave your judgment at the door and welcome to Hanging Out with Hayzel.
It's Hayzel, baby.
So you heard the last podcast, Disappointing D's.
Mm-hmm.
The whole conversation started. I had a coworker talking about a relationship or two that he was in and how the women were disappointing, whether it was relationship as a whole, to sex.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of went off on tangents. For one, we talked about toy play, which I know we're going to talk about this so much throughout so many episodes. A lot of men do not like to play with toys in the bedroom because, from what I gathered, some of them are intimidated.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, that's a good place to start. So I'm curious, as a man, are you okay with playing with toys?
I'm okay to an extent.
Okay, to an extent. Okay, what's the extent?
I'm fine if it's not a replacement of me. Using something that's just like what I already kind of come with. Well, not kind of, but what I already come with. I wouldn't want to use one of those. But if it was something like maybe electronic and it had the vibration or something, something that I couldn't do.
Okay, so you will be okay with her using a vibrator for stimulation. You will not be okay with her using a dildo because the dildo is pretty much something which you have. So you wouldn't want that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we got the real thing. If you got the real thing, we don't need the fake thing.
Okay, well, I mean, and that's fair. That's absolute fair.
Mm-hmm. But like the bullet and I guess I don't even know the names of some of the other things, but there's several different little, I guess, a rose and some other stuff too. But those things do things that my real thing doesn't do. And if that's what helps you get to where you got to go or get to where you got to be, hey, let's get you there.
So you would never be open to the fact of having a dildo in the bed with you?
Nah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So wait, let me step back. So do men have toy boxes of their own?
Most men probably don't.
Even if you're in a relationship with one person, y'all can live together.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have a toy box if that's something that she likes to do. If she likes to play with toys, you wouldn't have a toy box like next to the bed.
No. I thought you meant like a toy for me. That's what I thought you were referring to as a toy box.
Oh.
If she had something real, I mean, it is what it is. So that wouldn't.
But long as it's not a dildo.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way: there's no need for two Johnsons. We got one. Like you got the real Johnson. You don't need the fake Johnson.
Wow. Well,
Now, if the real one ain't working, well, then I understand. But so long as the real one is working, hey, we good to go.
Well, I noticed that men are visual creatures and women are more emotional and, like to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking. Now, I'm just going to say for myself personally, I have a toy box, okay? In my toy box, there is something for clitoral stimulation, dildos, different sizes, different colors. Also, there is a cock ring.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say that at the time I was having sex with one man. So it's not like, oh, okay, well, you had a cock ring in your toy box for this person and then another person used it. No. If that was the case, I got rid of that cock ring and got another cock ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you replace certain toys that are used on the other person.
Yeah, it should definitely be a one user use.
Yes, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely. Absolutely. So wait, I used to deal with this one guy, and he went to the store, and one time, I don't know if it was condom, one of those places, they had the thing that when you bought the condoms, in addition to, or the bonus pack, you got this little tongue applicator thing that the man put on his tongue. And once you hit it, it vibrates. So then that way he would use that during his session of cunnilingus.
Oh.
I love that word, cunnilingus. So
Cunnilingus.
cunnilingus. Yes. He would use that during that part. Now, at first I thought, I was like, wow, wait a minute. So he got this thing. Am I the only person that he's using this with? Or is he using it with somebody else? Yeah, that was kind of weird and awkward. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. I didn't see him throw it away. I didn't see him take it out the pack.
Technology has come a long way, and they done made some different things out there.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
they got some toys. They got some toys for the boys.
Yeah.
I haven't tried them. I've seen them, but I haven't tried them.
What about that guac guac? You heard of the guac guac 3000?
The guac guac.
Yeah. Well, I could be pronouncing it incorrectly, but yeah, the guac guac 3000.
No, I haven't heard of that. What is this?
Okay, so I said it looks like a flashlight of sorts. You remember when back in the day, we're close to the same age, and we used to go to the concerts, the Fresh Fest and all that downtown and the Coliseum. Wait, not the Coliseum, wherever we used to go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Coliseum, the front row. Yeah, all of those places. So they used to have the little light up things where it looked like a flashlight, and then it had the little wavy things at the top, and it changed colors, and we used to play around with that. Or better yet, what about the things that the traffic controllers at the airport flag around, and long. Yeah. So the guac guac 3000 has a base, like I say, a flashlight or the little toy we used to have at the concerts. But at the top, it's gel, and it is used so that you can put the man's penis into it, and when you turn it on, it rotates or does some things.
Yeah, I've seen it was called flashlight, like flashlight, but with an E, it's flashlight.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it simulates the suction.
The section?
Suction.
Oh, the suction. I was like, the section? Oh, it stimulates the suction.
This thing can be, I guess, this thing can be propped up some sort of way. I don't know, maybe mounted to a table, like it may have those little like suction cups thing on there to stick it onto a counter, or in some sort of way so it doesn't move.
I think we're talking about different things. I think we're talking about two different toys.
Oh.
I have to do some research now.
This has an automatic thing. This has an automatic thing, and it goes, out and in, out and in, out and in. So the man would just stand still.
No.
And this toy does the work.
Yeah. This the person has to stand still with this too. But yeah, I think that's a different toy. I'm gonna have to look into that and add that to my toy box. No, let me stop. But
that's a serious toy.
But yeah, back to the thing of you not wanting the female to have a dildo. I used to sell sex toys once upon a time, and ladies used to come and they used to sell we used to sell dildos. Now some women will buy them, and some of them will be brown, okay, to mimic our men, our brown skinned brothers. And some women will have to bring them back, of course, unopened, because if they were of another ethnicity, that their men were like upset, like, how dare you bring that black thing in the house? I mean, I'm just saying those words. That's probably not what they said, but it's like, okay, I'm light-skinned, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm white, I'm blurple, whatever, and you bring in a dildo that is the color of a brown-skinned brother. Yeah, we ain't having that. And especially it was 9 inches plus,
right?
Girthy.
Yeah, the size of a brother.
Not all brothers. Let's not do that one.
No, well, it just has the size and the girth of that, the one that they fear. See, that goes back to an inherent fear of the black man. For those other ethnicities to see that, like she's sending a message to the guy saying that, because now he fears, let's say it's a dude at work, and he might already have a certain underlying fear about this one guy that's at his wife's job, or at his girlfriend's job, or place of employment, or, and the dude he could be a supervisor, he could be even someone up under her, a subordinate, whatever. But that guy fears the black man because there's a certain power that brothers have, and they know that, and they fear that power. They fear that this dude has that package, and she got something to imitate, Derek or whoever the dude, like whatever the guy's name may be.
Derek.
And she's thinking that hey, he done come here and brought that daggone Derek in the bedroom. Looks just like him. But he may have a fit because let's say in her mind, and that's where a lot of the complications come into play, with these things. In her mind, she may be thinking about him. She may be thinking about the guy at work, and she's having her fantasy fulfilled, that way. And she's having a moment with her and Derek or Michael or whoever the guy's name, but the other guy could be, terribly intimidated by that because he can't compete.
Well,
that could cause some problems. That could cause some serious problems.
Yeah, but I think people should be open-minded, because that's the same thing if a guy had a pocket pussy and it was a tan color, whereas though the female was dark-skinned. Is she supposed to be upset because they don't make this pocket pussy in the same likeness of her?
They don't necessarily come in the full spectrum.
That's true.
You probably just get them and they're pink.
So now they took all those colors away.
Oh wow!
So now there are the fluorescent purple, the fluorescent pink, in black, as in black, not black as in a brown skinned brother, because people were having problems. In any event, to kind of will it back in, I think that all men should be open to having a dildo in the room with them, regardless. Now, does it have to be as big and girthy as they are? No, it does not. But I do believe that they should have it. Now, this is my reason why. Because if you're playing, depending on how you play, because foreplay can come in many lights, in many forms. Okay? So depending on how you play, you may want to do, let me see. let me get this right. You may want to use you as the man in one area and then use the other toy vibrator in another area. And sometimes it truly enhances the sexual experience. Truly. So depending on what you like, but I think you should be open to the fact of, and it's not to degrade a man. It's not to put in the man's face that, oh, this is bigger. It's supposed to enhance the pleasure, period. And you should be open to it. That's my suggestion. You should be open to it.
I can understand being open to it. I can understand that.
Yeah.
The part that comes into play is ego. And when the ego comes into play, two things come out, from that. One, most men don't want competition in that area or in that arena. So you don't want another, you want to be the only Johnson in the room. That's pretty much the real. Hey, we got one, let's work with this one. And that's that. Now, when you bring another one in, and let's just say that he's in her vaginally and she uses the dildo anally, the other part that the ego may say is that she may want or she may desire to have or want two people.
Really?
Well, he may equate that to that. The man may equate that to that. But here's the play on the double standard. The man would be okay if it was so let's just say if the woman is over the man orally, she's right in his face, and let's just say she had one of those flashlights on him, as if he was with two women, he'd be fine with that. Most men would be fine with two women more than they would be fine with two men.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, as alpha male, that's just what it would be. We wouldn't want to go for another Johnson in the room.
Well, I say, okay. Well, I'm gonna put it to you this way. In my room, my toy box has, again, something for clitoral stimulation, and it also has something. It has a vibrator. Maybe one or two, maybe three, depending on when I bought them. But in any event, I most definitely introduce my toys into my foreplay. And it is not that have to happen all the time, but if it's 1 out of 5, it's going to happen where he has to play with that toy with me or watch. If you don't want to do it, if you don't want to touch it, if it's nasty, I don't want to touch nothing that, somebody else's something. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But then you will have to watch. Because the thing is this. Oh my God.
What do you think?
That I'm just, I don't know. Cause see, I guess my thing is when you get to a certain point, and for me, and I'm just talking about for me. So when you get to a certain point and that person is using that toy with you, that may just make you desire him more. And you're like, no, I want that. I want you now. It's just a part of foreplay. And we'll just leave it right here on the table with the foreplay. You don't like
that's
it.
True, right? No, that's true. I can understand that. Because then you can say, well, it allows you to be a lot more free. And it's not something that you have to hide from the other person. It's something that you can enjoy together. And it does enhance. It does enhance and, let's say, bring a bit more of excitement to the whole thing, and you can be yourself in the whole deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I understand that.
Yeah. or that opportunity where, again, the man is given cunnilingus, and then the female, that word is, I just does something to me, but at the at the time when the man is given cunnilingus, and he can use that to penetrate the female at the same time. I want to tell you, it is orgasmic, literally. It is orgasmic, literally. So I think that, you should think about it one of these days with, whomever your partner is. Just don't throw it to the wayside. And Hayzelgreene approves that message. No.
Message was officially approved.
I approve that message to please have a dildo in the room with you during foreplay, if nothing else but once out of 5, once out of 10, what have you. Just don't dismiss it, because you never know. And that brings up a very, very important thing about talking. Now, people do not have discussions, and I'm not talking about discussions or talking while you're having sex. I'm talking about the real discussions that you should have so that you know what your partner like and do not like. Remember the joke? Who was that? Kevin Hart. And he's like, pineapple, that was the safe word. People need to know what safe words are. They need to have that crucial conversation about what can go and what cannot go when you in the room. Do you agree?
That's true. I agree absolutely. You should have a word that's a safe word.
Or just not even that. Just a little bit further that let me know what you like and what you don't like. What is off limits? What is taboo? What can I and cannot not do?
Right.
And I think that's very crucial. Those conversations that people.
I think you got to be open and honest in order for both of you to get to wherever you need to be. If that's something that you even want to pursue with that person, if you have these conversations up front, and you can't have it like, well, do you like this? Okay, I like that, and you like this, and I like that. I mean, you can't have it, where it's so scripted like that. But you do have to engage in those conversations, and if you're able to engage in those conversations and be open to the conversation, then you know how free and how far you can go with this individual.
So when dating someone, when does that conversation come into play? Does it happen even before the bedroom is introduced, or does it happen when the bedroom is introduced? When does that crucial conversation happen to say, this is what I like, this is what I don't like? When does that happen?
I believe it happens before the bedroom to an extent.
Okay.
And the reason I say an extent is because it's only so far that you want to go in the whole thing, because you don't want that moment to be painted with a script to follow. That's it will take away the magic of the moment. If the two of you if you're looking at each other as someone that you want to, like you're looking at potential mate or soulmate. Well, I mean, first off, you kind of looking at each other this way anyway. This is how you get into the situation in the first place, because you look at each other like that. But you still want that magic to happen. There's certain things that's going to happen. But if you do have those conversations, so I think you should have those conversations and be open and honest, but leave some room for the mystique and the magic to take place. And not necessarily just right before. It could be at a time when you can't have that to happen. You can be out to dinner, just at the dinner table, and you just have a conversation and you talking. It could be during the time when you just have a walk, at the park. Maybe go down to Edgewater Lake and just go, or Edgewater Beach rather, and just walk and talk. You shoot the breeze and you're talking about just different things. So it doesn't have to be at a specific moment, but it's better to have it at some moment so you have some idea, where expectations lie.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, people have some expectations out here, so you want to make sure that either you can live up to it or let it go.
Oh my God. Yes. Live up to. So that brings up something else. So you have people who kind of are boastful that try to talk up on their game, so to speak. So you will have, men talk about how they can just put it down. They can lay that pipe or they can lay that wood. And it's like, what happened? Like, something happened. Where was the disconnect? And, and it ain't all about the men either. You'll have some women who will also say that they give good head, and they may not,
Right.
It might have been good for one person, but then it might not be as good to the next person. So
That's right.
Where are you with people claiming to be, and I'm not going to say the word the greatest, but whatever their accolades are that they give themselves? Should people give accolades and say, hey, I got this, I got it going on, oh, I'm about to rock your world? Do you think that people should do that, or no?
Well, I'll give you my honest opinion on it. Leave your resume at home. Leave it in fact, throw it away, because it doesn't matter here. You're in a whole new situation. And honestly, I don't want to imagine, because if it's you and I at that moment, I don't want to imagine how you were with somebody else. And if you get to telling me how you can do this and how you can do that, you're doing that, you're saying these things based on you and somebody else. And quite honestly, when it's time for you and I don't even want you to focus on me. So I would rather, if you said that I can do this, I can do that, if the conversation is tailored toward, I think this works both ways, from the man to the woman and woman to the man. If you tailor those comments like, I look forward to pleasing you, or I'm going to do what I can to make you happy. And that could evoke a request. Is there anything that you want me to do for you? Is there anything that you would like for me to try? Well, okay. But see, what you did for, he picked on somebody named Derek. Well, what you did for Derek may not work for David. What you did for
That's
David
true.
may not work for Michael. And I really don't want to know that you were, like if you get to bragging too much, you make me think like you went through the whole football team and the basketball team. And then a couple of cats on the track. So it's like, I don't necessarily want to hear that either.
The whole school athletic squad.
Right. I had a whole varsity squad.
Wow.
So, you don't necessarily want to hear all of that stuff, and that's where the mind goes with all that bragging and boasting stuff. And for women, it's a letdown. Because then it's just like these people tell you that the movie is real good, and you're so excited, and you done set up your time, and you done shut the work down, and you done did all this stuff, and I bought these tickets to the movie, you get there, and the whole movie is a dud. You say, man, I spent all this time and money on this, and the movie was whack.
Did you say whack?
Whack, yeah.
Wick, whack.
Right. Whack. Yes.
Dang, that's messed up. If somebody was whack.
Not build it up. And see, just like in that movie scenario, you rather, if somebody said, oh yeah, go check this movie out. That's enough. Stop right there. And you just go to the movie, and you would rather be surprised or disappointed on just your own merit, or let the movie be, good or bad on its own merit to you. Because again, it may be super exciting to somebody else, and
it can be a dud to you.
Yeah. Well, I saw Black Panther. It was cool. It was all right. But everybody didn't get the same each other. Some people are super excited and they feel to the bone, and especially with the new one, with the woman king. There's a lot of mixed emotions about that. And I've heard that several different sides. But see, it's just different strokes for different folks. I mean, things make you feel a certain way. So when the man gets talking all that stuff, and I can do this, I can do that, the woman is like, she's listening to his resume without all the names.
Wait, step back. You said The Woman King. Are you talking about two different movies, Wakanda and The Woman King, or are you talking about Wakanda?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Woman King or Wakanda Forever. Yeah.
Yeah, those are two different movies.
Yeah. I didn't see either one of them yet.
Oh my God.
I'd check it out someday, whatever, But yeah, all that bragging and boasting when the guy is doing that, the woman isn't necessarily excited because he did this with Tracy, Stephanie, Carla, Jennifer, Louise. She don't need to hear all of that. She's not looking to hear all of that. Most people aren't excited about what you did with somebody else. They want to know what you're going to do for them. It's a very personal time, very personal moment. And I think all the comments need to be made pertaining to the two people involved, and not all the other folks around in the room or in the building.
That's fair. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you.
You might look around and name a cousin or a sister. Stop saying all that stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, what cousin said the guy did that to her one time?
Right.
What's your name?
Like,
what's your cousin name?
Right. I heard that story before. Wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that would be funny. But I've had those conversations before. It'd be like, oh well, yeah, yeah, that was his name, wasn't it? No,
Right.
They called him such and such. No, it ain't the right person. Ooh, 'cause you just never know. Well, we have come to the end of this week's episode. I want to first thank you for listening to the insanity that crosses our minds. To those who partake and entertain in my conversations, without you, there will be no hanging out with Hayzel. To Platinum Way Ray and Mac of the Tracks, we're looking out for my dope beat. And last but not least, shout out to my other half for making this possible. Because at the end of the day, she is I and I am her. If you thought this show was interesting, be sure to tune in to next week's episode and tell a friend. Support the movement. All things Hayzelgreene. Find my books on Amazon.com. Follow, listen, and like at Hayzelgreene.com. Hayzelgreene on Facebook and Hayzelgreene216 on IG. 2 fingers. And I'm out. Hey.